Hello everyone, welcome to our channel Melting Math. In this video we are going to see about living world of animals, which is in the 6th standard new syllabus, Tamil Nadu new syllabus, term 1 science book, and it's a unit 5. Okay, in this unit we are going to see about various kind of animals, common things for both animals and plants. After that, unicellular and multicellular organisms, then animals and their suitable living places, we call it as habitat. Finally, the adaptation of an animal. Okay, let's get into the unit. First we are going to see about biodiversity. Biodiversity, in that word itself, bio means it's always denote the plant and the animal. Okay, biodiversity is nothing but the variety of animals or plants are combined together to form a good and healthy environment is known as biodiversity. Okay, let's see about it. The term biodiversity refers to the totality of species, populations, communities and ecosystems both in wild and domestic. Okay, here they mention, see here, totality of species is nothing but different types of animals. Okay, birds, fish, elephants, tigers, like that. Population is nothing but what? Is a number of animals present there. Okay, communities is nothing but there are two communities are there, we called living thing. Wherever the living thing is there, we called it as a biotic community, and wherever the non-living thing is there, we called it as a abiotic community. Okay, it's nothing but the living thing is called a biotic community and the non-living things is called a abiotic community. Okay, after that there is the ecosystem is there. Ecosystem is nothing but the environment of an animal. Environment is what? Environment is a surrounding. Okay, that's it, of both wild and domestic. Wild is what? Wild is the animal which is in the forest, and domestic is the animal which is in the our normal area. Okay, that's it, it's all suitable for everything. So the combination of all these things is called the biodiversity. Okay, I mentioned already. First, see here, ecosystem. I mentioned already, this ecosystem is nothing but what? It's a environment, that means the surrounding. Okay, this ecosystem will differ from each and every places, because in our India we have a different climate in the each places. So this ecosystem will differ from each and every places, like desert, forest, mountains, lakes, rivers and agriculture field. Okay, next we are going to see about habitat. I already mentioned in the previous unit also, we discussed this habitat in the living world of animal. Now here, habitat is nothing but when a animal has a dwelling place or a suitable place for living is known as habitat. Okay, let's see about it. For example, these fish and crabs will live and grow only in the water, but these tiger, camel, elephants will live in the land. Okay, if you take a camel here, it lives in where its habitat is a desert. Okay, it also lives in our place also, like Chennai, Kanjipuram, like that. It also lives in Tamil Nadu also, but it has the more comfort to live in desert only. Okay, like that. Here we have a deer, polar deer and penguin. This is mostly occur and live in the cold places, so its habitat is a cold places. Okay, so like that, for the different animals, they have the unique place for living, we called it as a habitat. For living in that unique special place, it has some special organ in its body. We discuss it later. Okay, next we are going to see about unicellular and multicellular organisms. First you have to know about cell. Cell is a living organism. Okay, that whatever you see the living organism, that should be made up of cell only. For example, in our body also, it's made up of cell, and our body function is also depends on cell only. Our body digests, our body creates blood, our body converts energy from the food. It also depend and happened by the cell only. Okay, let's see about it. First, unicellular organism. Unicellular organism is nothing but a living thing which is made up of a single cell, is called a unicellular organism. Multicellular organism is nothing but a living thing which is made up of a many number of cells. It's called a what? multicellular organisms. Okay, let's briefly discuss about it. First, see about unicellular organism. I already mentioned a living thing which is made up of a single cell is called what? Unicellular organism. In this unicellular organism, we can't see with our normal eyes, so it's not visible to our eye. We can see it by using only the specific microscope. Okay, and also the one main important thing is that unicellular organism is what I said, the organism which is made up of a single cell. It is also, the single cell also plays all the activities like a human body. Our human body is made up of a different cell, so it comes under the multicellular organism. So we discuss it later in the topic. Okay, first see about this unicellular organism. Unicellular organism is made up of a single cell. It does all the activities like our human body. What? Like digestion, like respiration, like reproduction, like that. These unicellular organism make all the body. Whatever the thing, living thing, we cannot, that cannot visible to our eyes, means it's called a unicellular organism. So let's see some example. First, amoeba is there. I already mentioned this unicellular organism what functions like our human body. It will digest, it will heat, it will expels water and waste materials. Okay, let's see about this diagram. Here first they gave cell membrane. Cell membrane is nothing but the outer layer of the body, outer layer of the amoeba. It's like our human body skin. So this cell membranes consist of what? Lipids and proteins. This is like our skin. Okay, this is the outermost layer of amoeba. After that, ectoplasm is there. This is the another layer. In our body we have so many organs inside, like that these amoeba also have some few of the organelles inside its body. So outermost layer of that organelles is called ectoplasm, and the innermost layer of organelles is called endoplasm. Okay, I will clear about it. Next, see here, this is one organ, food vacuole. This is the place where the amoeba eat the food from the water. Okay, it grabs the food from the water through this food vacuole only. Vacuole is nothing but the empty space. Okay, right opposite to that you can see the contractile vacuole. It's nothing but it expels the waste water through this contracted vacuole only. Okay, it will eat the food from the water through food vacuole, and it will expels the waste particles of the body through the contractile vacuole. Okay, next we are going to see about nucleus. Nucleus is like the brain to the nucleus. Okay, is the to the amoeba or any other cell. Nucleus is the main thing. It plays a brain role in the amoeba. Okay, it stores the genetic information like that. Inside the nucleus, nucleus is there. It occupies to 20% of the 25% of the nucleus. Okay, the nucleus consists of what? RNA, ribosomes. Okay, after that here finally the pseudopods is there. It's a, they call it as a false food. Okay, human, we are using our legs for moving, like that amoeba using the pseudopods for moving in the water. Sorry to mention that I should mention in earlierly, these unicellular organisms should be, these unicellular organisms should be live in only aquatic region, that means the water. Okay, these unicellular organisms should live only in the water. Okay, we all clear about it. Okay, and if you can ask me, it's a virus or a fungal or bacteria. It's a protozoa. Okay, amoeba is a protozoa. This mostly occurs in the water. Unicellular organisms mostly occurs in the water. That's why we are boiling the water before drinking. When you drink the water with this amoeba, it will cause some fever to your body. Okay, next see the another unicellular organism, that's called paramuseum. Paramuseum is also a unicellular organism which lives in the water. Okay, it's all the organs similar to the amoeba only, but it has a extra one, that's the cilia. There we saw the what? pseudopores. The amoeba move with the help of pseudopores. That's why we called it as a false food. Here this paramuseum moves with the help of cilia. Okay, cilia. So that's the main difference here. You can ask me it's a bacteria or fungi or what. It's a algae. Okay, paramuseum is a algae. It also lives in the water only. Okay, are we all clear about it? Next, euglena. Next is a euglena. It's also functions the same like amoeba and paramecia, but it moves with the help of what? Flagellum. It moves with the help of flagellum only. It also occurs in the water. Okay, it also eats, it also respirates, it's also move. In your book they mentioned one word, locomotion. Locomotion is nothing but the movement. It moves in the water. Okay, that's it. In these three cells are the best example for unicellular organism, and it always occurs in the water region. Okay, are we all clear about it? These three always plays a similar role only. It also respirate, reproduce, digest, eat food, like that. It do all the things. Okay. Next, we are going to see about multicellular organisms. I already mentioned multicellular organism, nothing but when a living thing is made up of a many number of cells is known as multicellular organism. Whatever that can be visible to our eye means whatever the living organism which is visible to our eye means it's known as a multicellular organism. Okay, like that. I already for example of a multicellular organisms, jellyfish, earthworm, snails, fish, frog, snakes, pigeon, tiger, monkey, and man. These are all the examples. These are the examples for the multicellular organism, which is made up of a many number of cells. Okay, that's thing. Okay, let's see the difference between unicellular and multicellular organisms. First, let's see about unicellular organism. Unicellular organism made up of single cell. I already mentioned it's made up of single cell and it does all the activities like human body, like digestion, respiration, eating, expels the waste particles from the body. Okay, next see the multicellular organism. Multicellular organism made up of many cells, like our human body. Okay, it's made up of many cells, and in our human body also cells functions like digestion, blood segregation, like that, and so on. It does in the different varieties of cells. Okay, that's why we called it as human body is made up of many number of cells. Then see, unicellular organism perform all the functions of life. That only I mentioned. It eats, it respirates, it moves. Okay, like that. And multicellular organism have a different cells perform different function. That only I said. One cell perform for digestion, one cell perform for blood circulation, one cell performs for what, conversion of energy from the food. Okay, like that. After the third point, these unicellular organisms are very small in size. That's microscopic in size. We cannot see with our normal eyes. We can see only with the microscope. Okay, next see here, multicellular organisms are mostly large in size. They are seen through the naked eye. Yeah, we can see it with our eye. Okay, it's in large size. Next, they lack tissue, organs, and organ system. Yeah, they lack all the things because it's in that very minute size. So these lack these tissue, organs, and other organ system. For in the multicellular organism, they are composed of tissues and organ system. Tissue, but first clear about the tissue. Tissue is nothing but when a group of cells form something, means that's called the tissue. Okay, so in the large cell like our human body, it is full of a tissue and organ system. Okay, let's see about next point. This unicellular organism growth occurs by an increase in the size of the cell. Yeah, it's only a single cell. So when the cell increases its size, its size of that organism will also increase. But in the case of unicellular organism, growth occurs by an increase in the number of cells by the cell division. Cell division is nothing but one cell breaks into the break up and forms the two or three cells. Okay, that's we call it as a cell division. In our body, that cell division will happen in each and every time. When a cell breaks up, it forms two or three or four cells. When that cell division will happen, the size of the body will also increase automatically. Okay, next see the example. For unicellular organism is amoeba, paramecium, euglena. We already discussed it. Example for multicellular organism is earthworms, fish, frogs, lizard, and human being. Okay, we already discussed it. Next we are going to see about adaptation in animals. Okay, I already mentioned habitat is what when an animal have a dwelling or a suitable place. That's why I mentioned it as a home place for living, for reproducing is known as habitat. For living in that such suitable place, it needs the special organ. For living in that suitable place, some animals needs the special organ in its body to survive, to reproduce, to live in that habitat. So the presence of such specific body feature is called the adaptation. Okay, adaptation is nothing but every animal has a different unique place for living. We call it as a what habitat. For living in that such dwelling place, every animal has a such unique or a specific character. We call it as a specific organ. For living in that place, we call that as a adaptation. Okay, first let's see about the fish. Here you can see the head, trunk and tail. The trunk is nothing but the between area of head and the tail is called the trunk. So this trunk, head, tail are merged to form a streamlined shape. In your book they mention the streamlined shape. Streamlined shape is nothing but the correct shape for swimming. Like that, when you goes to the building, before build a building, they are planned to build a 4 pillars on the both sides for hanging up that pillar, like that ceilings. So like that, that planning, that proper pillars are mentioned, the suitable planning, suitable structure of the building or any other thing. Here they mention the suitable structure of a fish. So that suitable structure is called it as a streamlined shape, is nothing but like that only. Okay, I will clear about this streamlined shape. Okay, the streamlined shape helps the fish body to move the water easily. Okay, I already mentioned streamlined shape is nothing but the correct structure for living in each and every places, or correct structure for a building also. Okay, next see the gills. Here you can see the gills organ. This is a special organ. This is a respiratory organ for the fish. Okay, fish can respirate in that water. It absorbs oxygen through water. Okay, yes, fish can breathe inside the water by using this gills organ. So these are the special organs which specially occurs in the fish. So we call it as a adaptation. Okay, that's it. Next, we can see the most of the fish have slippery scales. You can see here scales. It's the rough surface of the skin. It protects the fish body. Okay, next, the fish has a fins for swimming. You can see it in upper and lower part of the fish body. This fin is there. It helps the fish to swim in the water. Okay, finally, the fish has a long tail. You can see in the last of that body of the fish, one tail is there. It helps the fish to change the direction and keeps that fish body to balance in the water. Okay, these are the special organs which occurs only in the fish to survive in the water, to live in the water. That's why we call it as adaptation. Okay, okay, that's it. Next we are going to see about lizard. Okay, lizard are the reptiles. We know it. Lizard or reptiles. It seems to comes under the snake heredity. Okay, next they have mostly live in the warm region. Okay, you can see it in your home or in your garden. Yeah, some lizards will be there. It's grows in this, its habitat is a warm climate. That's it. Okay, most lizards are quadruped is nothing but walked with four legs, is called as a quadruped. Most lizards are walked with four legs, and these are the power to climb a wall and a tree very easily. Okay, some lizards have the capacity to rotate its head like a 360 degree. Okay, some okay, like 360 degree, and most of the lizards breathe through lungs like our human body. Some lizards are able to run with two legs. That's we call this as bipedal. Okay, some lizards can run with a two leg. That's called a bipedal. Okay. After that, most of the lizard eat mosquitoes, insects. We can see it in our home also. Most of the, always the lizards eat more mosquitoes, cockroaches, with the help of what, sharp and strong teeth. Okay, that's adapted for gripping and holding that insect very precisely. Okay, after that, we can see I already mentioned lizard can easily climb the tree and the wall. It can slide from upper to lower, like that. It will do all the activities. So that's it. These are the adaptation organisms inside the lizard body. Okay. Next, we are going to see about birds. Birds have the covered with the full of feathers. Yes, whenever you can see the birds, you can see its body is fully filled with feathers only. So this body only provides the bird to fly in that air easily, and also it has a weak and less number of bones. It also helps the bird to fly in the water, in the air easily. Okay, and also it don't have a mouth separately. Along with its nose, it has the mouth. Okay, it can eat with the nose, which is attached along with the mouth. Some birds have a long nose like that. Okay, usually we can see the birds fly, run, whatever it is, and it also have the very sharp nose to eat and the sharp teeth to catch, to grab the insects, or to grab some other organisms for eating. Okay, that in that bird you can see the tail backside. This tail helps the birds to control its direction and the body balance. It's like fish only. Okay, after that, these birds have the strong chest muscle. Okay, whenever you see the bird, you can see these that's two wings are attached with the chest muscle only. That's why these chest muscles of the birds are more stronger. Okay, at a time birds can see one object with one eye and another object with other eye. Okay, so the birds can see the two object at a time. Okay, just remember this. Birds can see the only two objects at a time. Okay, we call it as a binocular vision. Okay, next we are going to see about adaptation in camel. Okay, everybody knows camels. What is the habitat of camel? It's a desert. Desert is a what, it's a hot climate. Desert is a hot climate. For living in such a climate, camel needs some special organs, and it also have a special organs. Let's discuss about it. Okay, first, camel has a long leg. Okay, this long leg helps the camel to keep its body away from the hot sand in the desert. Okay, next, this camel can drink a large amount of water. Whenever the water is available, camel drink the large number of water and it store that water into its body itself. Okay, whenever it's need, it's that water means it can take that water inside its body itself. Okay, that's the main thing. Okay, then the camel's body is adapted to save water. In which ways camel cannot sweat. When we in our in the hot climate means our body it automatically gets sweat, but for the camel body it's not like that. Camel body it's not sweat, and it also um, and it also water, and it also does not sweat. The camel lost very little water from its body. It can live for many days without drinking the water. Okay, it can store the water within its body, so it can live many days without drinking the water. Whenever it needs mean it can drink itself in its body only. Okay, next camel hump. This region is called as a hump. This hump store the fat fat and the proteins in its body. Whenever it needs the energy means it breaks that energy in that hump, and it eat and it gets the energy from that. Okay, and the camel has a large and flat padded feet. You can see here it has a large padded feet which helps to walk easily on the soft sand. Okay, when we go to the desert means it's for us it's hard, it's difficult to walk in that hard in that soft sands, but for the camel it's easy because it have the flat padded feet. Okay, next camel has a long eyelashes in its eye and strong hairs on its body to protect its eyes and ears from the blowing dust. Okay, and it also keeps closing to its nose holes. Okay, it can keep its nose holes close to avoid the dust. Okay, these are the adaptations in the camel. Okay, that's it. Next we are going to see about adaptation features of animal from different habitat. Okay, let's first see about polar deer. Its habitat is a polar region. Polar region is nothing but it's a cold region, like cold mountain, like that. It's a cold region. Its habitat is a cold region, and its adaptive feature is it have a thick skin for protection with fur. Fur is nothing but it's a hair. In the polar bear you can see its body is fully covered with white hair, so we call it as a white fur. This hair and the thick skin gives the little warmth to the polar region body. Okay, next see about a penguin. Penguin's habitat is a polar region. It's similar to the polar bear only. Okay, its adaptive feature is paddle to swim, walk with two legs. Yes, you can see it in the Discovery or some other channels. This penguin will swim in the water, cold water easily, and walk with the two legs. Okay, next we are going to see about mountain goat. Its habitat is a mountain, and its adaptive feature is it have a strong hooves for running, long hair to protect from cold. Yeah, you can see it. Next, fourth one, name lion. Its habitat is a forest. Its adaptive feature is it has a strong and fast runner, has a sharp nails to catch prey. Here they mention claws, it's nothing but the nails. The lion has a sharp nails to catch the any other animal or any other living things. Okay, it has a strong feet for running, and also it has a sharp nails to catch the food, other living organism. Okay, that's it. In our upcoming videos we can see the book bag, that is the evaluation question with the answer of this living world of animals. Okay, thank you. Subscribe to our channel Melting Math, and don't forget to press the bell icon.